Hello there.
Aren't you gonna say hello?
Ah, come on, bucko. Don't you want a balloon? Covered red? So finally, we get a teaser trailer for It.
And you guys have really decided to let us know we should be doing a reaction video for it. But we're sorry, we're late to the party, so we get away with it because our schedules didn't line up until right now.
Social media has kind of told us that we need to do a reaction as well. I've stayed away from the details, but I've definitely been seeing that it's definitely a hot topic on social media today.
Yeah, everybody's been praising it, so I'm really excited. I personally did enjoy the 1990 version of It. I mean, I was little and I was scared of the clown, but in a weird way, I kept coming back to It because I was so scared of him, and I kept wanting to watch it because I was so scared of it.
Glutton for punishment?
Yeah. So.
I too really enjoyed the 1990 miniseries. It features some actors who were gone too soon. You know, you have Jonathan Brandis playing the young Bill.
Sequest DSV, Ladybugs, yeah.
Yeah, Ladybugs, Neverending Story 2.
Mm-hmm.
You have
John Ritter
playing Ben, the older version of Ben as well. So yeah, a nice little ensemble cast of some 90s actors and
then of course Tim Curry playing Pennywise, the
iconic
dancing
role.
clown.
And then the crazy thing is, you guys ever have a movie that everybody's seen and you just somehow creep through life and never saw it? I have never seen It. I knew it existed, it was there.
So shocking, because every time he tells me something about a movie, I'm like, oh, I've never seen that. And he's like, what?
Yeah,
and then
hot
finally,
to trot you, it's right here.
So finally,
Stay
there's a
tuned.
movie that I've seen that he hasn't seen, and I feel like, what's his name? From Justin Brathio, I don't know, from
Bartha.
from
Justin
National
Bartha.
Treasure. He's like, so this is what it feels like.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to get to It, not knowing anything, big fans of the original. We are going to watch the trailer and give our thoughts now.
Ready to go. She's all ready, Captain.
Thanks, Bill.
Raincoat.
Low bridge.
There it goes. I think that feels just like they were in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the imagery.
Pop up.
Ooh.
There's not like any time I've ever been
Residual feelings coming back.
disappeared 6 times in national average. And that's just grown-ups. Kids are worse. Way worse. Now float down.
I know some of these words.
It's Mike from Strange Things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw him too.
Look, it's all connected by the sewers. That's where It lives.
Splashmouth.
Oh my god, that's so creepy. I love it.
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
I got the chills a little bit right there at the end.
Ooh. Nice little
Subliminal
Fight
flash.
Club moment there. Huh?
Right.
Editing that little piece in there.
Okay, so I mean, you guys obviously have the history. What did you go through watching that?
That intro felt just like the 1990 movie.
Yeah,
like
that,
shot for shot, it felt a lot like that movie as well.
Like that whole scene brought me back to when I was a kid. Like after I watched it, I never wanted to go near a gutter. Like once something dropped in there, I was like, I don't need to play with that. I'm good. And I kept walking. Like now, I was like, oh god,
and we didn't
it's good though.
We didn't get to see very much of Pennywise really at all. But
That's a good thing,
I'm sold on him now. Whereas with the images they released, I was a little iffy on him. But I like what I'm seeing so far. But I am dying to see what he's going to sound like in terms of his voice, because you have Tim Curry's performance in your head always. So it'd be interesting to see how he does in that role.
And they went with a much younger version too of Pennywise. I know it was Will Poulter with the eyebrows from what was it, like the Meet the
Hemlock.
Millers,
Prince, Voyage of the Dawn Treader,
right? The Maze Runner, whatever.
yeah.
And then they got the one from Hemlock
And then
Grove,
Hemlock
Bill
Grove,
Skarsgård.
one of the Skarsgårds.
And then he kind of took over, which they have kind of a similar
look.
build,
Yeah.
similar look.
Yeah.
Although those eyebrows from Poulter are definitely cutting right through
Yeah.
you. But that's the thing is like you got to experience this, and growing up, I never was afraid of clowns. Growing up, I was a fan of clowns actually. But everybody else seemed to be afraid, and it was all because of this movie, It, which I did know about. Granted, I'd seen the Langoliers a bunch of times, so I don't know what.
Walnuts with teeth.
Right. It never really got me to the point where I just felt like I needed to watch it because I wasn't introduced. 7 years ago, though, when they talked about making a remake, I've been waiting for them to come out with their new version of it so I could experience it and kind of like an experiment, compare it to everyone who watched it before, not knowing really anything. I know the Float Down Here, I know the Georgie, and I know that he essentially, I don't know, like he knows what scares you. He's kind of an entity that can turn into whatever you fear. That is pretty much all I know about it. And then John Ritter,
He wakes up every 30 years.
Like 27
to
years
feed on
or
children,
something.
basically.
Yeah.
And I did see something about that where it's been like 27 years and or 24. I don't know what the year number is. You guys can tell us. And then
27, 1990.
Bill Skarsgård just turned the age, and they're playing a lot with this like 27, 28 years or whatever it is.
I hope it's like so much darker than the original.
It clearly looks like it's gonna be.
And the fact that it's actually going to be a theatrical release, we know
Right.
that they're not going to be limited by ratings as much as you are in television, especially television
and
in
it'd be, like,
1990.
split into two parts.
Because television today could still show more than you could have in 1990. So they would
that's
still be
very
able to make
true, yeah.
they would still be able to make a dark version of it in today's television, especially in a Netflix universe.
Especially in a Netflix universe, which is funny you bring that up because the one thing I have followed is the production of this. It was kind of in developmental hell for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then you had Cary Fukunaga, who was really trying to take it and be very, adamant about making it the way it was kind of in the book. And then he lost it to Andre Muschietti from Mama. And then from what I've gathered, though, is they said that they're going for the horror and the gory without some of like the sexual nature of things that happen in the book apparently.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm really excited, like the Duffer Brothers as well. I mean, the Duffer Brothers,
Well, they wanted to make this film.
and it has a Stranger Things feel as well.
It does. It even
And a
has
cast member.
Yeah, I was gonna say even that has a cast member from
Mike
Stranger
Wheeler.
Things. So
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard.
and that's exciting because it's something at the
definitely
forefront of
right. I was gonna
everyone's
say
mind.
definitely at the top of like all kids, basically like nostalgia. Granted, this came out early '90s, but it had like the '80s feel to it. So
It's something
That's
that definitely resonates with those that have watched it. Clearly, everybody critically is already just going crazy over just the teaser. And then for people like me, I love the imagery. I think it looks great. It looks scary. And they've gathered that ambiance. It's very dark and gritty looking. And yeah, I mean, it's...
I feel like a little kid again watching it, like
That's
right
great.
behind my pillow.
Yeah, the one scene that stood out to me too is the scene with the slide projection.
Yes.
And the face, and that reminded me of one of the iconic scenes from the 1990 version is one of the scenes where they first actually see Pennywise in the book, and they're looking at the book, and then all of a sudden you see him come running at them in the book, and he talks to them through the pages, and that kind of reminded me of that. So maybe this scene has kind of replaced that scene, but I think it's more effective and more scary in this version.
this one. But I don't know how many people like the movie Sinister.
It reminded me of that.
But the whole slides reminded me of that when he like turns his head. Yeah.
And that was critically a success as well too. So taking some of the things that have worked really well, replacing some of the things that are dated and updating them.
It also kind of gave me like a Nightmare Before Christmas vibe.
Alarm.
Sorry. Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street vibe from the first movie. So I'm kind of hoping that like that gore is there too, like the practical gore effect from like the early 80s movies are in this movie too, and that I'm excited to see where they take it.
Well, it definitely would pull it from that developmental hell that they were at. We're kind of excited now that we get to see the imagery, a teaser, but we're still curious as to the whole, is it 2 movies? Is it one movie? Like what's going on there? But we will only find out as we get more footage, more trailers, and then eventually the release of it.
Such a tease. So thank you so much for watching our reaction to the official teaser trailer for it.
And it's funny because it's a teaser trailer, but yet we went on for quite a while and probably could keep going on. So that's got everybody talking, which is awesome.
There's a lot of stuff to dissect in the trailer, so I'm sure there'll be conversation going on for quite a while about it, and I'll be happy to take part in some of that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they take from like other aspects of the book and put it in here that they couldn't do with the 1990 version.
But again, we will only find out once we see more and as the movie eventually we get closer to that release date. So thank you guys for joining us for our reaction for it. It's going to be hard to look it up because anytime you type it, it's just like it, IT director. Like it was hard. It was hard to just find information on it because it's just so simple.
Yeah,
but
it'll be a
simple
top
is
hit
scary.
now though.
Yeah,
But
top hit.
Top hit.
you could find us floating in our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram.
And thank you, Tim, as always, for joining us for this reaction for it.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
constantly quoting it, so I knew you had to be here for this one.
I'm just a big Tim Curry fan.
Yeah, as am I, but apparently...
Congo, The Shadow, you know, all the greats. All the
Stop
greats.
eating my sesame cake.
And thank you guys as always, and until next time, now it's time to say goodbye. Bye.
Wah-ha! 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 Wah-ha!